on right now at Davis Ford. Be sure to tell the friendly Ford dealer, Buster Davis, we sent our best, and also to tell him you heard it here on FM 95 Sports. We're just a few minutes away from that First American National Bank first pitch between ICC and Northeast. Time now to take a look at our starting lineups, brought to you by Coke, and Adam Gore has those.
Thanks, Will. Let's start with Northeast. These will be the batting order, as they'll lead off with Chelsea Bunton. Very unusual to see your pitcher lead things off, but Chelsea will be leading things off. Then Whitney G will be out in left field. Tranisha King will be the DP. You've got Bianca Chigoya. She will be at third base. Bree Agnew will be at center field. Yasmin Cooper will be your second baseman. Avery Springer will be at first base. Shannon Good will be your shortstop. Haley Christian will be behind the plate, and Marla Rudd will be out in right field. For the Lady Indians, and they've changed up their lineup from their typical 1-2-3 batters here, so interesting lineup. Kat Carver, who typically bats third in the lineup, will be leading off today. She'll be playing second base. Haley Moore stays in the number 2 spot. She is our shortstop. Corey Watterson, who has been on a tear recently, she'll be batting third. She's the third baseman. Batting fourth will be DP Ashley Langford, so she slides up 2 spots from her normal spot. And then you got Ariane Henry. She'll be playing first base. Kara Hopper out in right field. Autumn Bonner will be behind the plate. Rachel Elder in left field. Heather Dillard will be in center field, and pitching for the Lady Indians will be Hannah Johnson. So, Will, of course, this is first time I've seen the lineup, and a little curveball for me there is there's a good bit of shaking up from the normal lineup that the Lady Indians send to the plate.
How about that? That's interesting, taking on the rivals and changing that lineup a bit, but that's the lineup that Andy Kirk will have for the Indians here, the nationally ranked Indians against Northeast. Both the head coaches just met with the home plate umpire, exchanged lineups, so we are just a matter of moments away from that First American National Bank first pitch between ICC and Northeast. Time to take a look at our Rick's Picks to Click, brought to you by Rick's Barbecue at the T intersection here in Fulton. And Rick Leathers, who runs the show down there, he likes to go with anybody from Itawamba County, and of course Haley Moore for ICC. From Itawamba AHS, so that'll be his Rick's Pick to Click. What about you, Adam? Who's going to have a big game here in Game 1 for ICC?
I tell you, there's a lot of good choices. Of course, Corey Watterson would be automatic, but I like to go with someone that I think's a difference maker in this game. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to pick Henry, playing first base, getting a start there. She's been playing well here lately. So if we go with Ariana Henry, the North Pontotoc graduate.
How about that? Yes, and she has been playing very well. She was on fire. She had a huge doubleheader last week against Coahoma. You're going to leave me Watterson. I thought about maybe Hannah Johnson on the hill, trying to go for her 9th win of the year, but I'm going to go with Corey Watterson, and she has had herself another magical day at the ballpark in the doubleheader sweep of Coahoma last week. 7 for 7, a couple home runs, a triple, and 2 doubles?
Absolutely. 7 for 7, had 2 home runs, 2 doubles, a triple, 8 RBIs, and I think 6 runs scored, and she stole the base too. So,
how about that?
Not a bad. She even made fans out of the Coahoma fans because there was one, they said one of the girls were laughing whenever she hit the home run. Even the Killebrew, the SID at Coahoma said it was just a monster shot, but when she rounded third, the third baseman was saying, "Sign my shirt, sign my shirt."
Oh, that's nice.
She's been on a tear, and hopefully that'll continue today.
Well, I'll tell you what, yes, and I know Henry Ariane had a nice doubleheader. I think she drove in 8 the other day as well at Coahoma. So those are our Rick's Picks to Click, brought to you by Rick's Barbecue in Fulton. Well, we've set the table for you. It's time to play the doubleheader between ICC and Northeast. That concludes our Davis Ford pregame show. When we come back, we'll have the First American National Bank first pitch between ICC and Northeast here on FM 95 Sports, on FM95radio.com, as well as our video streaming at LetsGoICC.com. Back with the first pitch right after this.
2 minutes, okay?
Let ICC help you find a new direction.
got my GED and decided that I wanted to do something with myself. So I went to Itawamba Community College and I talked to my counselor because I knew where I wanted to be, but I didn't know how I was going to get there. Affordability was one of the main reasons why I chose ICC, because the financial aid department really worked with me. When it came to personal growth, professional development, and leadership, ICC was the only school for me.
Check out our website at iccms.edu. ICC Sports on FM 95 is sponsored in part by Trustmark Bank in Tupelo, Fulton, and Columbus. Trustmark is a Mississippi-based bank. Yes, it's a large regional bank, but managed locally by the Baptist Student Union on the Fulton campus. The BSU is the oldest, largest, and most active religious club on campus, serving ICC students since 1954. You love us in print, you'll love us online. Being a Daily Journal subscriber sets you apart from the rest. Not only do you enjoy the knowledge, power, and connection that comes from having the Daily Journal delivered to your home, you can also enjoy unlimited access to our website, djournal.com, 24/7. Be sure to visit djournal.com/total access. Click Activate Now and claim your free unlimited access today. If you're not a home delivery subscriber, check out our web-only subscription options beginning as low as $6 a month. ICC Athletics on FM 95 Sports is brought to you in part by the National Guard. Always ready, always there, the National Guard. And by Pisons. Give Stan the Pizza Man a call at 862-4000.
FM 95 sports coverage of ICC is sponsored by the McDonald's of Monroe, Itawamba, Chickasaw, Lee, and Pontotoc counties, Davis Ford, Coke, First American National Bank, Itawamba Community College, and Auto, Air, and Electric.
For the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And there is your national anthem. You caught the back end of that, as we're just moments away from that First American National Bank first pitch between ICC and Northeast. A key doubleheader, to say the least. Will Colmeyer alongside Adam Gore. James Puckett is our photographer. If you're watching our video streaming of our radio broadcast at LetsGoICC.com. As ICC will start the day 10-2 in the north. Northwest and East Mississippi, they play each other today. They're both 2 games behind. And then Northeast and Holmes tied for 4th at 7-5. So, Adam, we've got a log jam there at the top of that North Division.
We really do, and that shows just how important each game is going to be from here on out. Right now, everybody playing for positioning. And as you said, you really want to host that opening round of the best-of-3 series. So, every win's an important win. Every game's an important game.
And so we are ready for the First American National Bank first pitch. Get yourself a nice ice-cold Coca-Cola. We all have ours. It's game time for ICC Lady Indian Softball here on FM 95 Sports, on FM95Radio.com, as well as the video streaming at LetsGoICC.com. Hannah Johnson on the hill, 8-3 on the year, and the First American National Bank first pitch is a strike call.
Yeah, Hannah does a really good job of filling up the strike zone, and the defense has played well behind her at times this year, and times they've kind of let her down. So she's one of those you're going to have an active bat. Can't stand back and watch her throw.
Here's Chelsea Bunton, the leadoff hitter, who is the pitcher. She fouls this one down the third base line, and quickly falling behind 0-2 the count. We're in the top of the first, no score. Bunton hitting at .393, no home runs. She has driven in 18. That's second best on the team. At least it's tied with King. And there's strike 3, and that didn't take long for our first strikeout of the afternoon, brought to you by the Pit Stop.
Yeah, and 3 pitches and an out. That's what you like to see. The only way you can get better, you just get 1 pitch and an out. But good job that time. Both of them, she worked outside, then came back and jammed her on the inside. So very good start to the game here for Hannah Johnson.
So here's Whitney G. will step into the batter's box. G hitting at 296. She has a home run. She has driven in 15 this year. Hits from the right side, upstairs on the first pitch from Johnson, 1-0 the count.
Yeah, Whitney's from Vardaman, so I've had a chance to see her throughout her career, even before she got to the collegiate level. Small in stature, but has a very strong bat, so she's one of those deceiving batters, and she's got really good speed as well.
She bounces this one to the right side. Carver has it at second, flips over to first, and that's 2 outs here in the scoreless top of the first. This will bring up the number 3 hitter for the Lady Tigers, and that is Trenisha King, the designated player. We all have our Beat Northeast stickers on. Of course, a big day for the Community Relations Department under the leadership of Dr. Jan Ree Bunch. There's a strike called, 0-1 the count. We'll talk more about our Pack the Park that's coming up this Saturday, our annual breast cancer awareness game. This one's fouled out of play quickly, 0-2 the count.
Yeah, and that was something the girls actually started under Coach Chad Case a few years ago. It's something they brought to him, they wanted to do, and kudos to that bunch of girls and Chad for getting that started, and for Andy and the Lady Indians now to keep it going.
That's right. Pitches outside, 1-2 the count to King. It's going to be this Saturday. The softball doubleheader versus Delta. It'll be a 1 o'clock first pitch. Pack the Park. #pinkout. And now that pitch is out of the strike zone. So 2-2 the count to G with 2 outs here in the scoreless top of the first. On deck is Bianca Chagoya. There, she'll get an at-bat in the second inning because King is caught looking to end the first. Another strikeout brought to you by the Pit Stop Barbecue here in Fulton. And throw a donut up on the scoreboard for Northeast here in the top of the first, brought to you by Sweet Cheeks Donut and Sandwich Shop in downtown Fulton. We go to the bottom of the first. No score between ICC and Northeast.
Auto Air Electric is Tupelo's only auto electrical and air conditioning service center. We offer many services to keep your auto running efficiently. Computer programming, full automotive electric repair, tune-ups, heating and AC systems, power windows and seats, cruise control, door locks, and more. Right now, we're offering GM cluster repair. We've been in business since 1990, and with our excellent staff, have over 50 years of combined automotive experience. So when you need service, give us a call at Auto Air Electric, 3042 Maddox Street behind Car Credit in Tupelo.
Aberdeen.
Alongside Adam Gore, I'm Will Kohlmeyer. Tina Harlow, our studio engineer down at FM 95 Studios in Amory. We go to the bottom of the first. No score between Northeast and ICC. It'll be Carver, Moore, and Watterson facing the right-hander Chelsea Bunton. As I'll tell you what, Hannah Johnson made quick work of the Lady Tigers there in the top of the first, including 2 strikeouts brought to you by the Pit Stop.
Yeah, and she did a really good job of getting ahead of the batters early in that game. And as we said, an excellent job filling up the strike zone, and did a good job moving in and out, up and down on the batters, so they really didn't have a feel for what she was trying to do earlier. So now it's up to the Lady Indians bats, see if they can't get something started here with a sort of match that good start out of Johnson.
Well, that's exactly right. You play off that momentum, and here's Kat Carver. And in case you missed it on our Davis Ford pregame show, Adam was talking about Carver in a slightly different spot in the ICC lineup here this afternoon. She hits from the right side. Carver hitting at 312. That first pitch is high, 1-0 the count.
Yeah, at the beginning of the season, I won't say against Colin and then against Calhoun, Carver was in that number 1 spot. Then Moore took it over, and there for a little while, Heather Dillard was in that number 1 spot.
Carver hitting, as I mentioned, at 312, has a 391 on base percentage. This one's fouled out of play down the right field line. 1-1 the count.
Start to see a lot of the fans come out today and starting to fill up the stands here.
Yeah, we got going to be a great crowd before it's over. And there is a strike called on the outside corner, 1-2 the count. The crowd will continue to grow.
see Andy Lee of WTVA making his way out to the ballpark.
There you go. We'll see those highlights tonight on WTVA Sports at 6 and 10. That pitch is low. Evens the count at 2-2. No score, bottom of the first. Carver with 2 home runs, 20 runs batted in. Has a .538 slugging percentage. Very impressive. She has 10 doubles and a triple. And this one's popped up down the right field line, and it will fall foul up against the fence down the right field line here at the ICC softball complex.
Yeah, and it's been a while since the ladies have played. You know, they played against Coahoma at Coahoma earlier last week. Had this game rained out. That was originally scheduled for Friday. So it's going to take a minute. You know, a lot of people don't think about it, but when you have that type of a layoff, it takes you a second or two to get back in the swing of things.
Bunton, the left-handed hurler, delivers. This one was popped up over our heads. Well, to the right of us here in the ICC Alumni Association broadcast booth.
I saw Emily Henderson's dad making chase. Thought he was going to make a play on the ball, but he just couldn't quite get to it.
Special thanks to Chick-fil-A, the Thompson Square location in Tupelo. Brought the cow out, handing out plenty of coupons for free sandwiches. That pitch is high. And they'll be back again Saturday for our Take a Swing at Breast Cancer. That's that ICC softball hashtag pink out this Saturday, April 5th. That's what's coming up at ICC, brought to you by First National Bank in Pontotoc. Here's the 3-2, bounced up the middle. Nice play to the left is Good, the shortstop, and she takes a nice throw over to first to get Carver for the first out here in the first.
Good battle by Carver that time. Unfortunately, just couldn't find her way on base, but saw a lot of pitches. Got our teammates a chance to see a lot of pitches in that situation. So see if we can't get some bats going here with one out in the bottom of the first.
Here's Haley Moore. Moore hitting at .379 out of Itawamba AHS. She has a home run, driven in 23 this year. And she leads the team in stolen bases. I mean, it's not even close. She's got 19 steals already. So you like to see Haley Moore get on base.
Not only is she leading the team, but she's also leading the state, and she's in the, I think, top 15 of the nation in stolen bases.
You've done a lot of homework, Adam, and we'll try to crank out some of those ICC spotlights throughout the course of the afternoon. Pitches high to Moore, who hits from the right side. And yes, with her 3 triples, she's 16th in the nation, and her 19 stolen bases, 10th in the country, and as Adam mentioned, leads the state. That's an ICC spotlight brought to you by First National Bank in Pontotoc. Moore fouls this one out of play.
And a nice catch by a fan. Tossing it back, not keeping it as a souvenir.
No. A little different with the budget there. We can't.
Not the AFL. You don't get to keep the ball.
You don't get to keep it. It's not Arena Football League. Bunton will check the sign. There's one out here in a scoreless bottom of the first. A slow roller to first by Moore, and Springer takes it herself for the second out here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, Moore reached the ball that time and dribbled it down to first for the easy out.
And here's Corey Watterson. Currently riding a 11-game hit streak.
Third baseman, number 3, Corey Watterson from South Haven, Mississippi.
And she's got her name splattered all around the national rankings. She's got 20 extra base hits, which is 13th in the country. 11 doubles, which is 15th in the country. That pitch is low, 1-0 the count. 8 home runs for Watterson. That's 15th in the nation. She's 17th in total bases, 26th in slugging percentage at .878. It's an amazing slugging percentage this deep into the season. The 1-0 is a strike called on the outside corner, 1-1 the count.
Yeah, players want to adjust. The umpires have given them the corners today, so saw it in the top half of the inning, seeing it again here in the bottom half.
1-1 the count to Watterson. This one's fouled straight back over our heads. Over there near where the ICC tennis team's in action here this afternoon against East Central. 3-time defending state champion Lady Indian tennis team. And then our men's program won state 3 of the last 4 years. Pitch is low and outside. 2 outs in a scoreless bottom of the first between ICC and Northeast. Watterson is hitting .467 so far this year. 42 out of 90 at the plate. This one's hit to right field. Coming over toward the line and making the catch is the right fielder Marlo Rudd, and that takes care of ICC in the bottom of the first. 3 up and 3 down. We go to the second. No score between the Lady Indians and the Lady Tigers of Northeast.
ICC Sports on FM 90. On South Main Street in Pontotoc and on Highway 15 in North Pontotoc. First National Bank. You're important to us, and we prove it.
And by JUCO Weekly. Log on to JUCOweekly.org to view scores, stats, news, photos, and videos from around the MACJC. Follow us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at www.JUCOweekly.org.
ICC Sports on FM 95 is sponsored in part by First American National Bank in Fulton, doing business the old-fashioned way. First American National Bank, with convenient locations all over Northeast Mississippi. By the Subways in Fulton, Tupelo, Saltillo, and Nettleton. Subway, eat fresh.
Alongside Adam Gore, I'm Will Kohlmeyer. Welcome back to ICC Lady Indian Softball here on FM 95 Sports. We head to the top of the second. No score between ICC and Northeast. And Bianca Chagoya's first pitch is a little bit outside, 1-0 the count. She'll pitch game 2 against ICC. This pitch is low and inside, 2-0 the count. Chagoya from California.
A little ways from home.
Riverside, California. Went to Poly High School. That one's low as well. 3-0 the count to Chagoya. Hitting at .330, a home run, 10 runs batted in. She's 29 out of 88 at the plate so far this year. There's a strike right down Main Street, and it's 3-1 the count.
Yeah, good job battling back that time. Knew that she had a 3-0 pitch coming, so the batter was going to be taken the whole way. Just loaded up and found the strike zone.
Chagoya with a .422 on base percentage. This one's fouled. And now Johnson brings it back to a full count at 3-2.
Good pitch that time. Took a little bit off of it. You saw Chagoya was swinging for the fences and just got a little bit ahead of it, fouled it off.
So Hannah wears the number 14 on the back of her ICC jersey out of Branson, Missouri, and that's ball 4 low. And that's the first base runner for either team today. And a leadoff walk to Chagoya in the top of the second for Northeast.
And there's batter number 2.
And we've seen Johnson at times sort of get a little rattled whenever she gets in a little trouble. So we'll see. Hopefully she'll be able to get a little help from her defense, maybe roll up 2 right here or just sit down the next 3 on her own. Runner shows that she was going, didn't go. Swinging strike for strike 1. And of course, for those that are just now keeping up with softball, can't go until the ball is released by the pitcher. So it's a really interesting way to see how it gets timed out from time to time.
This is Agnew at the plate. Tried to bunt, could not, and the snap throw down to first, and diving back safely is Chagoya.
Yeah, and that's one thing that you're going to see a lot of. Our catchers have strong arms. They're not afraid to try to get them out over at first or try to throw them out at second. So, Northeast runners, they're going to have to get it honest today.
No score, top of the second. ICC in the field. And Agnew at the plate, grounded one up the middle, stepping on the bag, and the relay is in time. Nice play by the ICC shortstop Moore as she went to her left, stepped on the bag, and then fired a strike over to get the double play on Agnew.
Yeah, that was a big out right there, as we talked about helping your pitcher out with solid defense today. And that time Moore got the deflection off the glove of the pitcher, scooped it up, stepped on the base, and delivered a strike over to first.
At Web Gem, brought to you by the National Guard. And the first pitch is inside to Yasmin Cooper, the second baseman. So 2 outs, nobody on now in the scoreless top of the second for Northeast. Pitch is low and inside. Cooper hits from the right side. hitting at 283 on the year. She has a home run. She has driven in 5. There's a strike right down the pipe. 2-1 the count. With Springer on deck. Cooper this year, 26 out of 92 at the plate. And there's a strike call.
Good breaking ball that time. That caught the corner of the plate and evens up the count now at 2-2.
Cooper has a .347 on base percentage, and this one is right back to the mound, and Hannah Johnson flips over to the first baseman, Henry, and that takes care of Northeast in the top of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one was left, and put another donut on the scoreboard for Northeast, brought to you by Alex Williamson and his Sweet Cheeks Donut and Sandwich Shop in downtown Fulton. We go to the bottom of the second, no score between ICC and Northeast.
So what's for breakfast?
I thought I'd chop up a few peppers and onions, scramble some eggs with cheese.
How about a little steak today?
And sizzling steak to top it off.
I'll help. Let me grab my apron.
You know what? Grab your coat instead. We're going to McDonald's for steak and egg burritos.
Wake up to steak with McDonald's new steak and egg burrito. Tender steak, sauteed peppers and onions, salsa roja, and American cheese. Now get 2 for just $3. That's more sizzle to love. Price of participation may vary. Price of single product posted on menu board.
ICC Sports on FM 95 is sponsored in part by First American National Bank in Fulton, doing business the old-fashioned way. First American National Bank, with convenient locations all over Northeast Mississippi. By the Subways in Fulton, Tupelo, Saltillo, and Nettleton. Subway, eat fresh.
FM 95 sports coverage of ICC is sponsored by the McDonald's of Monroe, Itawamba, Chickasaw, Lee, and Pontotoc counties, the Baptist Student Union, Family Pharmacy of Fulton, Subway, JUCOweekly.org, and First National Bank in Pontotoc.
Alongside Adam Gore, I'm Will Kohlmeyer as we head to the bottom of the second inning. No score between ICC and Northeast. It'll be Langford, Henry, and Hopper for the Indians. The number 4, 5, and 6 hitters facing the lefty Chelsea Bunton. And the shot makes its first appearance of the afternoon. There's a strike called. 0-1 the count to the right-handed hitting designated player in Game 1, Ashley Langford.
Ashley's been playing well for us this season, transfer from Mississippi Delta.
Fastball is upstairs. Langford hitting at .303, and as you mentioned, playing well. How about 6 home runs? She's driven in 33. Of those 33 runs batted in, leads the team. She's 20 out of 66 at the plate so far this year. Pitch is low. 2-1 the count to Langford. She has a .392 on base percentage and a .667 slugging percentage. That is so impressive. This the 28th game of the year. There's a fly ball to deep left center field, but it's going to be playable right up against the wall. And making the catch out in left field is G for a long out to start the bottom of the second.
Yeah, I tell you, if the wind was blowing any type of way today, that would have been out of here. And dead wind out here. So tough break for Langford, but as you said, she's got some pop on her bat.
Yeah, that was just another foot away from her 7th home run of the year. And here's Henry, the first baseman, with 1 out in the bottom of the second. No score between ICC and Northeast. Henry hitting at .265 with a home run. There's a strike called and 12 runs batted in. So when you count her 8 walks, Adam, she's got a .405 on base percentage.
Absolutely. She's done a good job of working her way into the lineup this season as well.
A .441 slugging percentage. That pitch is low and outside. 2-1 the count. Henry out of North Pontotoc High School, out of Ecru. Your Rick's picked the click.
North Pontotoc being coached by former ICC All-American C.C. Austin now.
How about that? There's a little squiver, but caught by the first baseman Springer down at first for the second out. Boy, CC Austin, she had her share of moments, didn't she, here at ICC?
Yes, she did. She was one of those rare players that comes through a program just every once in a while. She just a beast is all you can describe her as.
I remember against Northeast in a broadcast that we had a few years back. They were trying to walk her in the bottom of the seventh, and she went out and hammered one, tomahawked it out of here over the center field wall to win it. There's a strike called to Hopper.
Yeah, that just shows, I've heard Chad tell that story numerous times before I got here.
It was pre-Gore.
And, yeah, a lot of people still talk about that to this day.
Hopper out of Caledonia High School, freshman. And there's a nice play, a diving play by Good at short. And did not get her in time to throw. That looked like it was a base hit all the way, but a nice job by Good, stretched out. She popped up, and her throw to Springer not in time. So an infield single for Hopper. That's our first hit of the game for ICC. In fact, first hit for either team.
Number 18,
yeah, and Coach Long's going to come out and question this call right here, but it was a tough play by Good. Good did an excellent job getting a glove on it to be able to stop it from going through, because if that goes through, you could see Hopper standing on second right now. And Hopper's got really good speed. Came down the line in a hurry. And I think the umpire waited on his call and then made the right call, because I believe Hopper legged that one out.
So during this little timeout, we can tell you what happened last time out for ICC. Brought to you by Pisons. Give Stan the Pizza Man a call here this afternoon at 862-4000. The number 19 Lady Indians made quick work of Coahoma. 28-0 in game 1 in 3 innings, and 13-1 in game 2 in 5 innings. That was a week ago tomorrow. Watterson, 7 for 7, as we mentioned, with 8 ribbies, 2 home runs, a triple, and 2 doubles. She drove in 6 runs in the first game, drove in 2 more in the nightcap. Kat Carver had a big game. We talked about Henry having a big game in that one as well. And Hannah Johnson really threw a perfect game, just a walk away from a perfect game in game 1.
And that walk came with 1 out left in the game.
Wow. Montana Hawkins from Sullivan struck out 10 batters, scattered a pair of hits during her 6th win of the year in game 2. So they haven't played since last Tuesday afternoon. That was what happened last time out for ICC. Brought to you by Pisons. That first pitch is a little low. 1-0 the count to Bonner, the catcher. Last time out for ICC. That segment brought to you by Pisons. Don't forget to like Pisons on Facebook to get exclusive deals. That's Pisons here in Fulton. And they're the only restaurant in the area that delivers. And this one's popped up by Bonner in the short center field. Coming on and making the catch is Agnew. And that takes care of ICC in the bottom of the second. No runs, there was a hit, no errors, and 1 was left. We played 2. Still no score between ICC and Northeast.
ICC Sports on FM 95 is sponsored in part by Davis Ford in Fulton. Need a new car, van, or SUV? Give Davis Ford a call at 862-3711. By Coca-Cola, Coke, and ICC. Now that's a winning combination.
And by Sweet Cheeks Donut and Sandwich Shop in downtown Fulton. Sweet Cheeks is open daily for breakfast and lunch and is the only place in Fulton where you can get hot, freshly made donuts. If you're looking for a friendly pharmacy with the fastest service in this area, head to the Family Pharmacy of Fulton. Located next to Food Giant, the Family Pharmacy of Fulton never wants a customer to wait any longer than necessary. We know you're busy, so we give your prescription top priority. The Family Pharmacy of Fulton combines modern convenience with caring customer service. Just a few of the reasons why the Family Pharmacy of Fulton has become your pharmacy of choice. Give us a call at 862-7979 or swing by the Family Pharmacy of Fulton.
Alongside Adam Gore, I'm Will Kohlmeyer as we head to the top of the 3rd inning. Still no score between ICC and Northeast. And Hannah Johnson will face the number 7, 8, and Yes, 7, 8, and 9 hitters. That's Springer, Good, and Christian here in a scoreless top of the third.
And this game is everything we expect it to be. When you get these two teams together, you're going to see each team come out and really focus, really play hard, and it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle in both these games today, and hopefully ICC can find the better end of it.
There's a foul ball to the right side by Springer. 0-1 the count. Yeah, I'll tell you what, they've had some memorable battles here in softball between ICC and Northeast. And as Adam mentioned on our pregame show, ICC did sweep Northeast up there in Boonville. This one's fouled well to the left of the home plate area. But as you mentioned, they were tight games.
Absolutely. Matter of fact, game 2 come down to the fact that a great heads-up play by Haley Moore. Whenever the ball popped out of our third baseman's glove with the tying run on third, she was able to step underneath it and get the catch for the final out of the game. So that tells you how close that game was.
Pitches outside to Springer, who is hitting at .235. No home runs, 4 runs batted in. She's 12 of 51 at the plate. Sharp grounder to the right side. Carver has it at second and fires over to first for the first out in the top of the third.
Very good pitch that time. Put it where she really couldn't get a whole lot of it. Cat, very solid second baseman, went over, made the play, and 1 up, 1 down.
Here's Shannon Good, the shortstop.
Next batter, shortstop, number 6, Shannon Good.
Good is hitting at .245. No home runs, 7 runs batted in.
And you see scouting reports already showing that she's a slap hitter, so the infield is in.
Yes, I tell you what, Carver is just to Hannah Johnson's left in the circle there.
Absolutely. The outfield is nearly in the infield as well. So obviously playing under the slap hit here, and it's a very unique and part of, like I say, softball is see the slap hitting and the defense that plays. Because I'll tell you what, you're not very far away from a very strong hit coming your way, and you see there that one actually hit the third base coach, and she had to try to jump out of the way. So it takes a little bit of bravery and as I would say, a little bit of craziness.
Yes.
To play that close in softball.
Yeah, 1-2 the count to Good, and yes, Watterson is way in at third as well. This one's fouled straight back. Count remains 1-2. No score, top of the third between the nationally ranked Lady Indians of ICC and Northeast. Good has a .298 on base percentage this year and a .302 slugging percentage. She slaps this one to Watterson at third, fires over to first, and it went in and out of the mitt of the first baseman for ICC, Henry. That's got to be an error on the first baseman, yes. So Good reaches base. Watterson got it quickly, and she knew she had to get rid of it in a hurry.
Yeah, and she's got a cannon over there at third base, and I think that one got on Henry a little bit quicker than she was anticipating. As you said, that one in and out of the glove that time. So now Northeast with a little something brewing here.
With 1 out and a scoreless top of the third, and here's the number 9 hitter, Haley Christian, the catcher. First pitch is high, 1-0 the count. No score, top of the third between Itawamba and Northeast.
Once again, you see the corners in, now the middle back with the runner on first.
Christian hitting at .290 this year. Fastball, strike called. 1-1 the count. Christian, as I mentioned, hitting at .290, has a .343 on base percentage. Pitches in the dirt. Nice job by Bonner knocking that one down.
Yeah, good job, as you said, by Autumn that time to keep it in front of her, because the runner thought about going that time, saw that she didn't have the room, and they've probably seen the scouting report on Bonner too. She's got a cannon behind the plate and really kind of dared him to go that time.
This one's fouled down the right field line. And the count is even at 2-2. Boy, ICC has been blessed through the years with some good catching.
Absolutely. Matter of fact, the little irony of the bunch is last year Anna Holly was the all North State first team catcher, and Langford, who transferred over, was the second team.
How about
that? And then you look at it right now, she's not even starting in the first game with Bonner behind the plate.
There's a sharp into the grounder in the hole. The throw to second is in time. The relay not in time. Nice stretch by Henry at first, but they get the force at second. There's a nice play there by the shortstop for ICC. Moore flipped it over to Carver to get the force on good. So Christian reaches on the fielder's choice, and with 2 outs, we go to the top of the order.
This could be Northeast. 23 coming in as a courtesy runner for Northeast, and that looks like Terry.
Mariah Terry from Itawamba HS. Sophomore. Mariah is how you pronounce it, but it's spelled M-I-R-A-H. So she's pinch running Terry at first. And here's Chelsea Bunton, the pitcher. First pitch is high, 1-0 the count. No score, top of the third between Itawamba and Northeast. The first of 2 this afternoon here on FM 95 Sports. Pitch is outside and low, and there's Autumn Bonner doing what she does best. She gets out of that squat position pretty quickly, doesn't she?
Absolutely. She saw there once again, just really diving over there. And not only did she stop the ball, but she quickly got it up and looked to throw.
Bunton hits from the left side, hitting at .393. No home runs, 18 runs batted in. This one's right back to her counterpart for ICC, Hannah Johnson, and she flips over to first for the out, and that takes care of Northeast in the top of the third. No runs, no hits. There was an error, and 1 was left. Throw another donut on the scoreboard, brought to you by Sweet Cheeks Donut and Sandwich Shop here in downtown Fulton. We head to the bottom of the third. No score between ICC and Northeast here on FM 95 Sports.
ICC Sports on FM 95 is sponsored in part by First National Bank in Pontotoc, with locations on South Main Street in Pontotoc and on Highway 15 in North Pontotoc. First National Bank, you're important to us, and we prove it.
And by JUCO Weekly. Log on to JUCOweekly.org to view scores, stats, news, photos, and videos from around the MACJC. Follow us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at www.JUCOweekly.org. ICC Athletics on FM 95 Sports is brought to you in part by the National Guard. Always ready, always there, the National Guard. And by Pisons. Give Stan the Pizza Man a call at 862-4000.
FM 95 sports coverage of ICC is sponsored by the McDonald's of Monroe, Itawamba, Chickasaw, Lee, and Pontotoc counties, the Baptist Student Union, Family Pharmacy of Fulton, Subway, JUCOweekly.org, and First National Bank in Pontotoc.
Alongside Adam Core, I'm Will Kohlmeyer as we head to the bottom of the third. No score between number 19 ranked ICC and Northeast here on FM 95 Sports. Tina Harlow, our studio engineer down at FM 95 Studios in Amory. And James Puckett is behind the camera again today for our video streaming of this radio broadcast at our athletic website at LetsGoICC.com. First pitch is a little low. It'll be the number 8, 9, and 1 hitters for ICC here in the bottom of the third. That's Elder, Dillard, and then Carver. Elder, the left fielder, hits from the right side. And there's a strike called.
Yeah, Elder's got a pretty good bat. She's just one of those today she's bounced 3 or 4 doubles off the wall this season, so she's due. And it'd be a good time now to see if she couldn't just sneak one out of here.
She's from Guntown, played at East Union High School. There's a grounder down the first baseline, foul. When you look at the numbers on Elder this year, she's hitting at .269. No home runs. She's driven in 5. She's 14 of 52 at the plate this year. Fastball is high. 2-1 the count. Nobody out. Scoreless, bottom of the third. She has a .322 on base percentage. She's walked 5 times. There's a swing and a miss and a strikeout. The first of the afternoon for Bunton, brought to you by the Pit Stop Barbecue here in Fulton, located right across For more Adam and I, where we hang out in community relations, that's the David C. Cole Student Services Building. So with one out, here's Heather Dillard, the center fielder.
Heather Dillard.
Dillard from New Albany, went to Ingomar High School. Hits from the left side. And there's a strike called. And Dillard hits from that left side. You can tell that she's can slap the ball as well because the outfield is in as they are on the corners in the infield.
Didn't start slapping until she came to ICC.
There's slap to short, a little two-hopper. And the play over to first takes care of Dillard for the second out here in the third. That was Good to Springer to take care of Dillard, who starts today with a .387 on base batting average.
Yeah, and I think Good had an extra big smile on her face that time because they faced each other a lot during high school. Being a Union County native, you got Good from New Albany and Dillard from Ingomar. So a little bit of rivalry there inside the rivalry.
How about that? Nice nugget there, Adam. Let's go to the top of the order. And Kat Carver, the second baseman for ICC. No score here in the bottom of the third. First pitch is a ball, 1-0 the count to Carver. She grounded out to the shortstop Good to start the bottom of the first. So far, it's been a pitcher's dominated game. Only one base hit for either team, and that was a two-out single by Hopper. It was an infield hit last inning for ICC. Pitch is high and inside. A little chin music for Kat Carver.
Yeah, I like what Kat did. A lot of people see her run backwards and get out of the way, but instead she turned her shoulder to it and actually tried to draw the contact a little bit, see if she couldn't get on the base that way. So a little moxie, I guess you can say, for Kat.
Yeah, she's ahead of the count now, 2-0 the count, and that pitch took a little something off a strike call, 2-1.
Once again, giving the pitchers the corners today and make assisted on both pitchers, and that's all you really can ask for out of umpire.
Don't forget to stay up to date with events college-wide on our Twitter account at LetsGoICC. There's a fly ball in a short right field coming on and making the catch is Rudd for the third out as Carver is retired to end the third. 3 up and 3 down. We go to the fourth. No score between ICC and Northeast here on FM 95 Sports.
Hi folks, Barrett Clark with Larry Clark Chevrolet in Amory. It's Truck Month at Mr. Truck. Buy a new 2014 Chevrolet Silverado or GMC Sierra for supplier pricing. That includes 2 years of certified maintenance and warranty for life. That's right, a powertrain warranty for as long as you own it. Do your shopping online with MrTruck.com. From my family to yours, and from all of us at Larry Clark Chevrolet, thank you for your support. All rebates assigned dealers. See dealer for details. Lifetime warranty for vehicles 5 years or newer, less than 80,000 miles. Cadillacs excluded. It's easy in Amory.
ICC Sports on FM 95 is sponsored in part by Trustmark Bank in Tupelo, Fulton, and Columbus. Trustmark is a Mississippi-based bank. Yes, it's a large regional bank, but managed locally by the Baptist Student Union on the Fulton campus. The BSU is the oldest, largest, and most active religious club on campus, serving ICC students since 1954.
We head to the top of the fourth. No score between nationally ranked ICC and Northeast. Hannah Johnson will face the number 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Lady Tigers. That's G, King, and Chagoya. I tell you what, we'll talk more about what Bunton has done this year in just a bit on the hill for Northeast. Hannah Johnson has done well so far. There's a bunt attempt. Johnson off, got out of that circle quickly, didn't she? And she fires over to first to get the speedy G for the first out here in the fourth. How about that web gem by Hannah Johnson, brought to you by the National Guard?
Yeah, that's one thing that's very underrated, I guess you could say, in softball, is a pitcher's ability to defend her position. And that's one thing that she did an excellent job of that time, as you said. Good communication between her and the third baseman. She said, mine, 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 got it, and left no doubt when she threw it across. And another thing is, you got to think a pitcher's used to that underhand motion. Very difficult for them to switch all of a sudden and go to an overhand toss.
Point well taken. There's a swing and a miss. First pitch to Tranisha King, the designated player in game one for Northeast. No score in the top of the fourth between Itawamba and Northeast. I'll set that defensive alignment for ICC, brought to you by our friends at Coke in just a bit. King watches this one low and outside. ICC in the outfield from left to right. You've got Elder, Dillard, and Hopper. Around the infield from third to first, it's Watterson, Moore, Carver, and Henry. There's a liner past the first baseman, Henry, into right field. Coming over to make the play is Hopper to keep a King at first for a single. That's the first hit given up by Hannah Johnson with one out here in a scoreless top of the fourth.
Yeah, and we've been avoiding saying that, hoping that she would keep that going. But almost a great play by Henry that time as that ball was just nailed directly at her. But a good job of reacting in a hurry there. But snuck that one by, and Kara playing her position well out in right field, limited to only a single.
Here is Bianca Chagoya, the third baseman. She walked her first time up and then was erased on Agnew's double play ball. Nice job on that play by our shortstop, Moore.
Be a good time to turn that second double play of the game right now.
Yeah, I like where you're thinking on that one. There's a sharp hit grounder down the third base line, foul. Johnson this year, 8-3 for ICC. This is her 15th appearance. She's thrown 63 innings starting the day, given up 64 hits, given up 38 runs, but only 21 were earned. Has struck out 33 in 63 innings and has walked 20. Has a 2.33 earned run average. The pitch is low to the right-handed hitting Chagoya. That 2.33 ERA by Johnson, second best on the team to Hopper, who has a 1.43 earned run average. Pitch is a strike called.
Yeah, Chagoya didn't like that one there. She kind of just stood there for a minute and shook her head and then going to climb back in the box.
2-2 the count to Chagoya with Agnew on deck. One out, a runner at first, and a scoreless top of the fourth. Ground ball to short. The flip to second for one. Carver's relay is not in time. So King is retired as Moore flipped it to Carver, and Chagoya reaches on the fielder's choice. And now two outs. Chagoya at first, and here's Agnew.
Yeah, if that ball was hit any harder, that would have been a double play that time. But it's a slow roller to get to the shortstop, and we got the lead runner and keep the basically just traded spots at first.
So here's Bree Agnew from right there in Boonville. And this one's popped up on the infield. Calling for it is the shortstop, and that's Moore. And that takes care of Agnew and the Lady Tigers in the fourth. No runs, there was a hit, no errors, and one was left. Throw another donut on the scoreboard for Northeast, brought to you by Sweet Cheeks Donut and Sandwich Shop in downtown Fulton. That's Alex Williamson's place of business. He also has some dynamite lunch specials each day as well. We go to the bottom of the fourth. No score between ICC and Northeast.
ICC Sports on FM 95 is sponsored in part by Davis Ford in Fulton. Need a new car, van, or SUV? Give Davis Ford a call at 862-3711. By Coca-Cola, Coke, and ICC. Now that's a winning combination.
And by Sweet Cheeks Donut and Sandwich Shop in downtown Fulton. Sweet Cheeks is open daily for breakfast and lunch and is the only place in Fulton where you can get hot, freshly made donuts.
ICC Sports on FM 95 is sponsored in part by First American National Bank in Fulton, doing business the old-fashioned way. First American National Bank, with convenient locations all over Northeast Mississippi. By the Subways in Fulton, Tupelo, Saltillo, and Nettleton. Subway, eat fresh.
FM 95 sports coverage of ICC is sponsored by the McDonald's of Monroe, Itawamba, Chickasaw, Lee, and Pontotoc counties, Trustmark Bank, Larry Clark Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac, Sweet Cheeks Donut and Sandwich Shop, the National Guard, the Daily Journal, and Pison's Pizza.
We go to a scoreless bottom of the fourth, and facing Bunton will be the number 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Moore, Watterson, and Langford for Itawamba. First pitch to Moore, a little low. 1-0 the counts. Bunton, starting the day, has 84 strikeouts, and Blake Long, the SID at Northeast, tells us that's 8th best in the entire country when it comes to Division II. Pitched a little high. Bunton with 1 strikeout so far. That was last inning to Elder. Moore hits from the right side. She grounded out to the first baseman Springer her first time up. Showing bunt, fouls it.
Yeah, tried to sneak one in there that time, but Northeast ready for it as they started yelling bunt as soon as they see her made that step forward. So defense did well at covering on the corners.
Moore, a freshman from Itawamba AHS. Starts today hitting at .379 with a home run, 23 runs batted in. Which is low and outside.
Good count now, 2-2.
2-2 on that scoreboard over the right center field wall. It also reads, we're in the bottom of the 4th, still no score between nationally ranked ICC and Northeast. There's a one-hopper. Nice job by Bunton. Nice stab as she had to go to her left pretty quickly and flips over to first to take care of Haley Moore.
Yeah, that's one of those, if she doesn't make that play, that might be a base hit because Haley's got really good speed and beautiful play. That's all you can say is that beautiful play defensively that time by Northeast.
And here is Corey Watterson.
Yeah, bless her.
She flew out to the right fielder, Rudd, her first time up. Hitting at .467 starting the day. Pitch is low, 1-0 the count. 8 home runs.
Northeast isn't giving us anything inside. They're actually kind of just keeping it outside, making us reach for pitches and not really be able to get fully extended or get any power on any balls today.
The 1-0 to Watterson. Fouled out of play right to the right of us. So how do we adjust at the plate then, Adam?
You just got to be patient, wait for your pitch, and the way the umpire though is calling the outside corner, there's no doubt why Northeast is attacking that. So you kind of just slide a little bit closer to the plate and try to go with the pitch. Don't pull the pitch, just go with the pitch and give them what they got, what they give you.
A little softball 101 brought to you by our friends at McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it. This one's fouled out of play down the right field line, and the count is now 1-2.
Let's give Bunton credit. I mean, she's played well today, as you talked about, 8th in the nation in strikeouts, so obviously not too shabby of a pitcher. Coming out, does a good job, not really dominating, but just varies her speeds and hits her locations extremely well.
She has a 3.08 earned run average, 6-9 record-wise starting the day. 2 saves. And once again, a little slap down the right field line. This one is falls for a base hit. Watterson takes the turn, goes back to first. And so Corey Watterson, just what you were talking about, Adam, as she just went with the pitch, didn't try to pull it. You pull that ball, it's a ground ball hit to short, but a base hit down the right field line.
Yeah, the good job is you hear in softball, just throw your wrist through it. Just throw your wrist through it. And that's exactly what she did. She just put her wrist out there, made good contact, it stayed fair, and in that gap between first and right, so she's able to get on base. So now we got to see if we can do something with it here, as base runners have been few and far in between for both teams today.
Here's Ashley Langford, the designated pitcher, the designated player in game 1. Pitches high, fastball upstairs. There's 1 out. Bottom of the 4th. We've got a runner at first is Watterson. Still no score between ICC and Northeast. That hit for Watterson, just the 2nd of the afternoon for ICC. Northeast has 1 base hit. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, and Langford did not leave any doubt on that one as she was looking to do something big time with that pitch. Got the pitch she was looking for, just couldn't quite catch up with it.
Langford with 6 home runs on the year. He nearly had number 7 as she led off the bottom of the 2nd. Hit a fly ball to the wall in left field. And the catch by G. There's a swing and a miss. The runner goes down to 2nd, and she's safe. So a stolen base for Watterson.
Good job that time.
Scoring position.
Absolutely. Good job that time. Corey got a good jump on it. The pitch wasn't the best one for the catcher to throw on, but she did throw. Unfortunately, though, the center fielder awake and quickly covered that one up to keep Corey from advancing. But this is the first time either team has had a runner in scoring position today.
That's exactly right. And that stolen base for Watterson, just her 3rd of the year in 4 attempts. We've got a runner in scoring position. Let's see what Langford can do. She swings at some high heat up around the eyes, and a strikeout for Bunton. That's her second of the afternoon, brought to you by our friends at the Pit Stop Barbecue here in Fulton.
Yeah, just couldn't hold off on that rise ball that time and went down battling.
Here's Ariane Henry, the first baseman. Ariane Henry grounds the first pitch to short. The throw to first is in time, and that takes care of Henry and ICC in the fourth. No runs, there was a hit, no errors, and one was left. We played 4, still no score between Itawamba and Northeast.
You love us in print, you'll love us online. Being a Daily Journal subscriber sets you apart from the rest. Not only do you enjoy the knowledge, power, and connection that comes from having the Daily Journal delivered to your home, you can also enjoy unlimited access to our website, djournal.com, 24/7. Be sure to visit djournal.com/total access. Click Activate Now and claim your free unlimited access today. If you're not a home delivery subscriber, check out our web-only subscription options beginning as low as $6 a month.
ICC Sports on FM 95 is sponsored in part by Davis Ford in Fulton. Need a new car, van, or SUV? Give Davis Ford a call at 862-3711. By Coca-Cola, Coke, and ICC. Now that's a winning combination.
And by Sweet Cheeks Donut and Sandwich Shop in downtown Fulton. Sweet Cheeks is open daily for breakfast and lunch and is the only place in Fulton where you can get hot, freshly made donuts.
Alongside Adam Gore, I'm Will Kohlmeyer. Tina Harlow is our studio engineer. And James Puckett is our photographer of our video streaming at LetsGoICC.com. We go to the top of the fifth. No score between nationally ranked ICC and Northeast. And Johnson, first pitch, hit in the hole at short, but a nice play by Haley Moore to retire Yasmin Cooper for the first out here in the fifth.
Yeah, absolutely good job that time by Moore. She ranged a long way. Actually ranged over closer to third base as the third baseman was in that time, so a good job of hustling over. Not only that, but making a strong throw across the way for the out.
How about another web gem for Moore? She's hit a couple now today, brought to you by the National Guard. Here is Springer. Avery Springer, the first baseman. She grounded out to Kat Carver at second. Her first time. There's a swing and a miss. 0-1 the count.
Yeah, that was a good pitch that time by Johnson. She hadn't went to that drop ball much today, but that one, like it just rolled off the table and fell into the dirt right as they got to the plate.
Springer hitting at .235 starting the day. No home runs. 4 runs batted in. Pitch is a strike called.
Once again, another good pitch right there. Breaking ball had froze up the batter. Couldn't figure out if she wanted to swing or not, and then that one found the corner for strike 2.
This one hit the
no,
bat.
That hit the bat. She's going to come back. That hit the bat. You heard it hit the bat.
But they're saying it was a hit by pitch, and here comes Andy Kirk.
There's no way. I mean, you hear it hit the bat.
I mean, it clunk. I mean, if
it hits your hand, you're naturally going to jump back.
And she'd also be looking at that hand because that would be hurting because that thing went.
I would say that's a small bone right there. There's no way that's a hit batter.
And you're going to go, the home plate umpire is going to check with the base umpire. And they're saying that it's a hit by pitch.
That's a horrible call.
Wow.
Hey, Blue, you know that hit the bat.
So Springer is hit by a pitch. So 1 out here in the top of the fifth, and here's Shannon Good, the shortstop, who hits from the left side. She's the Lady Tiger that slaps at it. Reached on an air her first time up. 1 out here in the fifth. This one's fouled straight back. 0-1 the count to Good with Springer at first.
Yeah, tough break there for the Lady Indians, and you knew once he went out to talk to the infield umpire, it wasn't going to be overruled. So right now, the Lady Indians can do is hope to roll 2 and get out of this with no damage done.
Good hits from the left side. They're way in at the corners. There's a swing and a miss, or got a piece of it. Got a piece of it, so a foul ball.
Which works because it still counts as a strike and the runner has to go back.
Yes, because Springer was off to the races on that one. Springer is the runner at first, playing first base in game 1. She also has pitched in 9 games so far this year for Northeast. Good back into the batter's box, hitting at 245. This one's popped up on the infield. Calling for it is Hannah Johnson, and she makes the catch for the second out here in the 5th.
Yeah, really worry with Watterson charging in like that. They were going to run into each other and possibly just cause a little hiccup. But a good job by Watterson to sort of check up once she heard that Johnson was calling it off and able to get the out.
So with 2 outs and a scoreless top of the 5th, here's the number 9 hitter, Haley Christian, the catcher. She reached on a fielder's choice back in the 3rd. This one's a line drive, one hopper, and back to the mound. And Hannah Johnson flips over to first, and that takes care of Christian and the Lady Tigers in the 5th. No runs, no hits, there were no errors, and one was left. Throw another donut on the scoreboard for Northeast, brought to you by Sweet Cheeks Donut and Sandwich Shop. Oh, Alex Williamson getting some good love on that sponsorship today. We go to the bottom of the 5th. No score between ICC and Northeast.
ICC Sports on FM 95 is sponsored in part by First National Bank in Pontotoc, with locations on South Main Street in Pontotoc and on Highway 15 in North Pontotoc. First National Bank, you're important to us, and we prove it.
And by JUCO Weekly. Log on to JUCOweekly.org to view scores, stats, news, photos, and videos from around the MACJC. Follow us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. That's www.JUCOweekly.org.
ICC Sports on FM 95 is sponsored in part by Trustmark Bank in Tupelo, Fulton, and Columbus. Trustmark is a Mississippi-based bank. Yes, it's a large regional bank, but managed locally by the Baptist Student Union on the Fulton campus. The BSU is the oldest, largest, and most active religious club on campus, serving ICC students since 1954.
FM 95 sports coverage of ICC is sponsored by the McDonald's of Monroe, Itawamba, Chickasaw, Lee, and Pontotoc counties, Davis Ford, Coke, First American National Bank, Itawamba Community College, and Auto, Air, and Electric.
We go to the bottom of the 5th. Here in Fulton, no score between number 19 ICC and Northeast. The first of 2 this afternoon here on FM 95 Sports. Alongside Adam Gore, I'm Will Colmar. How about a game analysis so far, Adam? Brought to you by Weatherall Printing.
So far, this has been a pitcher-dominated game. And speaking of that, Hannah Johnson's family texted me between that inning saying, man, they're loving the broadcast back in Missouri. So shout out to them. But, yeah, it's been a pitchers-dominated game on both sides. The defense have played well. The bats have been quiet, and once again, that's because solid pitching today. So hopefully here in a minute, ICC can sort of wake up the bats. They just want to go over and shake them a little bit in between innings, tell them to wake up, and let's get something started here.
That sounds good, and we appreciate Hannah, her family listening up there in Branson, Missouri. We need to have a road trip, Adam.
Let's go. I've been to Missouri once this year. We'll roll up and go again.
That's right. So let's see if the Lady Indians can give Hannah some run support here in the bottom of the 5th. The first pitch from Bunton is low and outside of the right-handed hitting right fielder, Kara Hopper. Autumn Bonner is on deck. Rachel Elder in the hole. So we've got the number 6, 7, and 8 hitters for Itawamba here in the bottom of the 5th. ICC with just 2 hits, Northeast just 1 off of Hannah Johnson. There's a slow roller up the middle. Nice play by the shortstop to her left. That's good, and she flips over to take care of Hopper for the first out here in a scoreless bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, once again, you see these pitchers are doing a good job of just taking a little bit off of everything, and the batters are being confused all day, and when they do hit something, it's not hit hard. So hopefully we'll be able to start making some solid contact here pretty soon.
Number 18, Autumn Bonner.
Here's Bonner, the catcher. Flew out to center to end the second. First pitch is a strike called. 0-1 the count with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th.
That might have been the only mistake that Bunton has thrown today. That changeup kind of hung up right there, and Bonner taking the whole way.
Bonner this year hitting at .328 starting the day. No home runs, 11 runs batted in. A line drive, a smash to third, a one hopper taken by Chagoya, and her throw over to first takes care of Bonner for the second out.
Looks like we may have a new batter coming into the game right now for the Indians, and
so
that appears to be the case. It looks like number 1, Lakin Schenkel, will be coming in. That's going to replace Rachel Elder here in the inning.
So with 2 outs, Andy Kirk goes to the bench. And as you mentioned, Lakin Schenkel, freshman out of Bruce High School, hits from the left side. She'll get an at-bat here. First pitch is high. Schenkel hitting at 176. 6 for 34 at the plate. She has driven in 3 runs, but she gets on base a lot. She's got a 364 on base percentage. There's a strike called.
Yeah, very smart batter. One of those, she'll hang in there. She'll get hit by a pitch or she'll draw a walk. Any way she can get on, she'll find a way.
Okay.
She's got to guard the dish here. There is a strike. Oh, that's the second strike. I beg your pardon. I was ahead of myself. 1-2 now the count to Schenkel. She's 6 for 34 at the plate this year. She has scored 12 runs, though. Has walked 8 times. This one's popped up over our heads inside the ICC Alumni Association broadcast booth.
Yeah, good job battling that time at the plate. She's got a 1-2 count on her. Fouled that one back to stay alive here.
Reconnect with ICC by joining the Alumni Association. Give Mark Todd a call at 862-8176. Although you might have to get a message. I saw Mark out here cheering on Itawamba earlier this afternoon. That pitch is inside. 2-2 the count to Schenkel.
He's over there mingling in high cotton right now. He's got President Eaton and AD Coach Kerry Ball Williamson over there. So he's rubbing some elbows.
He sure is. Here's Schenkel. Pops it up down the third base line, and it will drift out of play. And we'll do it again at 2-2 with 2 outs here in a scoreless bottom of the 5th between ICC and Northeast. Did we take your picture today? Well, you can go to ICCimages.com to purchase your picture at discounted prices. Maggie Caldwell from Community Relations taking some pictures here today. Pitch is low, and the count is full to Schenkel.
Good at
bat. Yeah.
Good at bat right now by Lakin. She got behind in the count 1-2. Has battled back, fouled off some pitches right now. So you expect from anybody from Calhoun County.
Yeah, spoken like a true Calhoun County native yourself, partner. Here's the 3-2. Popped up on the infield. Calling for it is Chagoya in foul territory. And that takes care of Schenkel and ICC in the 5th. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the 6th inning. Still no score between ICC and Northeast on FM 95 Sports.
Let ICC help you find a new direction.
My name is Mac Arthur. I, like a lot of my friends, did not finish high school. I got my GED and decided that I wanted to do something with myself. So I went to Itawamba Community College and I talked to my counselor because I knew where I wanted to be, but I didn't know how I was going to get there. Affordability was one of the main reasons why I chose ICC, because the financial aid department really worked with me when it came to personal growth, professional development, and leadership. ICC was the only school for me.
Check out our website at iccms.edu. ICC Athletics on FM 95 Sports is brought to you in part by the National Guard. Always ready, always there, the National Guard. And by Pisons. Give Stan the Pizza Man a call at 862-4000.
WAFM, Amory, Aberdeen.
We head to the top of the 6th. Number 19, ICC and rival Northeast, scoreless. Hannah Johnson back on the hill for Itawamba, and she will face the top of the order. And that's the fellow pitcher, Bunton, and she hits a sharp one-hopper back to Hannah, who flips over to first in time to get Bunton. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the scoreless top of the 6th.
Yeah, and that one got on top of Johnson in a hurry, so she did a good job of getting the glove on it, and then didn't panic, didn't rush through it, got the quick put out across the way.
So with 1 out, here's Whitney G., the left fielder, with Tranisha King on deck. Don't forget, tomorrow, April 1st, is the deadline for application for ICC's health programs. For more information, visit our college website at iccms.edu.
No fooling?
Pardon?
No fooling?
No fooling. No, that's exactly right. And be careful. April Fools.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry.
Now, we will be broadcasting tomorrow afternoon, no fooling. We got baseball. We turn our hats from softball to baseball. I pitch a little inside. It'll be a 2:40 airtime. ICC against Northwest.
Yeah, it's kind of Northwest week. You know, softball goes there on Wednesday. Golf is playing in the Northwest Invitational. Baseball comes here, so it's just a Northwest week here.
There's a pop-up on the left side of the infield. Calling for it is Watterson, and she takes care of G for the second out. That's a look at the ICC schedule. What's coming up at ICC, brought to you by First National Bank in Pontotoc. So with 2 outs and a scoreless top of the 6th, here's Trenisha King. King has the only base hit against right-hander Hannah Johnson so far in this game.
Yeah, that was a hard hit line drive down the line that Henry almost had a play on, but ICC did a good job of rallying back and getting out of the inning with no damage done.
Johnson trying to set them down in order. That hasn't happened since the first inning when she retired the same 1-2-3 lineup. First pitch is a strike called. 0-1 the count. Hannah delivers that one upstairs, a little outside. 1-1 the count with 2 outs here and a scoreless top of the 6th. ICC will have the number 9, 1, and 2 hitters in the bottom half of this frame. There's a strike called.
And Will, for the defensive lineup, Schenkel did stay in the game. She is out in left field.
Okay.
So you've got Schenkel and Dillard and Hopper out in the outfield.
That's right. That's that Coca-Cola defensive alignment for ICC here in game 1. That pitch is outside.
Yeah, just a throwaway pitch that time. See if you couldn't get her to chase one after she just got the corner called.
Oh, it's a beautiful day for fishing. But King was not interested in fishing for that one. Boy, one of the better days of the spring so far. Mid-70s, sunny. This one's popped up out of play over the first base dugout, which here at our softball field is the ICC dugout.
Yeah, I'm going to charge error on Jeff Dews out there. Had a play on the ball, but booted it. So
you expect that out of Jeff. That's a little bit out of his league on that. Jeff, of course, an outstanding trainer from the North Mississippi Medical Center Sports Medicine Program. That pitch is inside. Count is full now, 3-2, but Jeff's strength, not playing.
Yes, just making sure everybody stays healthy enough to play.
Yeah, we need to make sure to check his hand. Chris Burrows was thinking maybe a possible injury.
Don't say protect his hand.
Oh, protect his hand. So, okay. Yeah, they're important there. There's a strike 3 called, and King is retired. A strikeout brought to you by the Pit Stop Barbecue here in Fulton. That's 3 Ks on the afternoon for Johnson, and it's a 3 up, 3 down, top of the 6th for Northeast. Throw yet another donut on the scoreboard for Northeast, brought to you by Sweet Cheeks Donut and Sandwich Shop. We go to the bottom of the 6th. No score between ICC and Northeast.
ICC Sports on FM 95 is sponsored in part by Davis Ford in Fulton. Need a new car, van, or SUV? Give Davis Ford a call at 862-3711. By Coca-Cola, Coke, and ICC. Now that's a winning combination.
And by Sweet Cheeks Donut and Sandwich Shop in downtown Fulton. Sweet Cheeks is open daily for breakfast and lunch and is the only place in Fulton where you can get hot, freshly made donuts.
ICC Sports on FM 95 is sponsored in part by First American National Bank in Fulton, doing business the old-fashioned way. First American National Bank, with convenient locations all over Northeast Mississippi. By the Subways in Fulton, Tupelo, Saltillo, and Nettleton. Subway, eat fresh.
All right, Will Kohlmeyer, Adam Gore back here in Fulton as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Still no score between 19th ranked ICC
center field, we're number 11,
and our rivals from Northeast.
Heather Dillard.
It'll be the number 9, 1, and 2 hitters. That's Heather Dillard, Kat Carver, and Haley Moore facing the lefty Chelsea Bunton for Northeast.
Great time to spark a rally here.
See what Dillard can do with the left-handed hitting Dillard, and he fouls this first one.
Yeah, she tried to pull the bat back, but got to do a little bit better of pulling it all the way back versus just assuming the ball's going to miss it, and that time fouled it off for a strike.
Dillard grounded to the shortstop, Good. Both shortstops here in this one played terrific defensively. That's Moore for Itawamba and Good for Northeast. This one's bunt, and it was caught by the first baseman.
Line out.
Yep. So a line out by Dillard to start this scoreless bottom of the 6th. So we go to the top of the order, and Kat Carver, the second baseman.
It's just been one of those days where the breaks have beat the girls. You know, Northland, that's not taking anything away from Northeast, of course, but ICC just hasn't been able to get any breaks right now, and that one right there being a prime example of it.
See what Carver can do. She's 0 for 2. Ground out to short and a fly out to right field. Pitch is a strike call. 0-1 the count to Carver.
Yeah, Carver took a beautiful pitch that time, and Northeast may have gotten away with another one as that little changeup kind of hung up that time.
0-1 the count. And that was a strike call on the outside corner. 0-2 the count to Carver, hitting at .312. 2 home runs, 20 runs batted in. Combine that with her 11 walks, she's got a .391 on base percentage. But she's 0 for 2 today. That first pitch is low and outside.
Yeah, once again, another one of those throwaway pitches. See if you can't get a cheap out. And good at bat that time by Carver, holding off on that one. And 1-2 now the count here. Bottom of the 6th with 1 out.
Haley Moore on deck in a scoreless bottom of the 6th. Carver, fastball upstairs, 2-2 the count.
Yeah, those last 2 pitches you've seen were her out pitches. She's got us chasing some rise balls out of the zone that time, so very good at bat right now by Carver to battle back and even up the count.
So let's see what Carver can do. She's 0 for 2 on the day, and this one's fouled out of play to the right of us, and the count remains 2-2 with 1 out in a scoreless bottom of the 6th. So softball broadcast this afternoon. We've got baseball tomorrow afternoon. 2:40 airtime. Adam and I will join you with the Davis Ford pregame show. That pitch is outside. 3-2 the count. Rick Collier will not be coaching the first game, and Luke Gibbs will not play for ICC in game number 1. Both were thrown out yesterday down at Scuba.
Yeah, just a very frustrating day for baseball out of East Mississippi.
3-2, pop up on the infield. Calling for it is Good at short, and that's the second out for Itawamba here in the 6th. And here's Haley Moore, the shortstop.
Yeah, once again, another good at bat, but just can't get anything done out of it. And once again, not really making solid contact today. And kind of look at Andy talking to Haley right now and saying, you know, swing the bat, swing through it, let's go, let's hit the ball. So bats just, they're making contact, just hasn't been very solid.
No, and I think that's a lot what we were talking about earlier with Bunton. You gave us a softball one-on-one, the way she has approached these ICC hitters. That pitch is low, 1-0 the count. We really haven't been able to hit it right there in the sweet spot yet. Here's Moore, who is 0 for 2, a couple ground outs, 1 to the first baseman and then 1 back to the mound. That was in the 4th. We're in the 6th, still no score. Fastball upstairs. 2-1 the count.
Find any way to get on base. Just give a chance here to get some, get something started and get a little rally going with 2 outs.
And because we've got the dangerous Corey Watterson on deck. Moore taking a strike called, and now the deuces are wild on the scoreboard. 2-2 the count with 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 6th. No score between Itawamba and Northeast. Bunton delivers a 2-hopper to short. The throw is in time. Good hustle by Haley Moore, but That throw beat her by about a half a step, and that takes care of the Lady Indians in the bottom of the 6th. Another 3 up and 3 down inning. Button has retired 7 in a row now. We go to the 7th. Still no score between Itawamba and Northeast here on FM 95 Sports.
So what's for breakfast?
I thought I'd chop up a few peppers and onions, scramble some eggs with cheese.
How about a little steak today?
And sizzling steak to top it off.
I'll help. Let me grab my apron.
You know what? Grab your coat instead. We're going to McDonald's for steak and egg burritos.
Wake up to steak with McDonald's new steak and egg burrito. Tender steak, sauteed peppers and onions, salsa roja, and American cheese. Now get 2 for just $3. That's more sizzle to love. Price of participation may vary. Price of single product posted on menu board.
ICC Sports on FM 95 is sponsored in part by First National Bank in Pontotoc, with locations on South Main Street in Pontotoc and on Highway 15 in North Pontotoc. First National Bank, you're important to us, and we prove it.
And by JUCO Weekly. Log on to JUCOweekly.org to view scores, stats, news, photos, and videos from around the MACJC. Follow us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at www.JUCOweekly.org.
The first pitch in a scoreless top of the 7th is a strike call to Bianca Chagoya. It'll be the number 4, 5, and 6 hitters for Northeast, facing Hannah Johnson. Pitch is inside. Count is even at 1-1. Still no score between ICC and Northeast. I guess who's going to flinch first?
I'm going to say this is just a heavyweight duel right now, just sitting there slugging away at each other. And I think you're right. You know, who's going to be the first team to blink and try to win this thing?
Chagoya is 0 for 1. She walked. That's the only walk of the afternoon for Hannah Johnson. Now 2-1 the count. She bounced into a fielder's choice her last time up. Hannah trying to win her 9th of the year against 3 losses. She has 4 complete games already. There's a fly ball to deep left field, and it will fall. It's going to be extra bases for Chagoya. A stand-up double to lead off the 7th inning for Northeast.
And nearly a good relay in that time. Maybe if not a bobble out there in center by Dillard, we got her out at second because she didn't change her mind until about halfway and sort of just, I guess, checked up for a half a second and allowed the throw to get in a little bit closer. So, you know, a little bobble out there in the outfield, or she would have been, may have been a little bit closer play. And not for sure what
Andy Kirk is out there looking at the batter's box.
Stepped out of the batter's box possibly on that hit.
So a double by Chagoya. And, Adam, that's the first time, check your scorebook, but that's the first time I've got a Lady Tiger in scoring position.
And it is. It is the first time that Northeast has had someone on second today. So now we got to see what Johnson can do here. She's been dominant today. Hopefully he can go ahead and get the business taken care of here.
So here's Bree Agnew. Everybody in the house is expecting a bunt here with nobody out. And there's the bunt attempt, and it's a strike. As Agnew bunted through it. She's 0 for 2 today. Bounced into a double play back in the 2nd, and then popped up to the shortstop Moore in the 4th.
Yeah, this is a very difficult position to be in. Expecting the bump, but the outfield's got to still play back because she can hit for power. So very, very difficult position for the Lady Indians defensively.
That pitch is outside. 1-1 the count. They're in at the corners for ICC, and that's dangerous too with Agnew. With her power, and you're down the line both at first and at third. Nobody out. Northeast, its best scoring position. There's a nice changeup, a swing and a miss. The throw down to third is not in time. Boy, a beautiful changeup by Johnson.
Yeah, ball got away, so pass ball that time. Good snap throw down. Just kind of didn't get a glove on it, snapped the tag over in enough time, but that was a beautiful changeup. Had the batter and catcher confused.
So 1-2 the count. Chagoya now is at third with nobody out. First time either team has had somebody at third. There's a slow roller to first, and a nice job by Henry. Tagged the runner, Agnew, and froze Chagoya. She has to stay at third.
Of course, it worked for us, but if you're ICC in that same situation, you want to kind of dodge that tag instead of making yourself wide, because you're able to tag her easy. You got to go sideways, jump it a little bit, make her throw back to first, and then see if you got a chance to maybe cause an error or something to be able to score the run.
That's exactly right. But we did catch a break, as you mentioned. Now we have one out. Still the runner at third, and here is Yasmin Cooper, the second baseman. There's a strike called. 0-1 the count. Cooper 0 for 2. She bounced right back to Hannah Johnson to end the second, and then grounded out to our shortstop Haley Moore in the fifth. No score, top of the seventh. And there's a pop-up in the short right field, and making a diving catch. Now dropped it. Was the right fielder. I think didn't she hold it up long enough?
She held it up long enough, so that should be an out.
That should be 2 outs. And now the umpire they're keeping the runner at first.
Yes, they did call her out.
Yes. So a nice play out there by Hopper in right field. That had base hit written all over it.
Yeah, she easily caught it, fell to the ground, kept it, then stood up and dropped it out. So there's no doubting that. The umpire didn't waste any time calling it, so there was no doubting that one. Good job by Hop, though. Came running on, made the diving catch, went to stand up, and that's after she made the catch on the exchange is when she dropped the ball.
So now with 2 outs here in the top of the seventh, Hannah Johnson and the Lady Indians trying their best to get out of this mess as Avery Springer, the first baseman, steps in. Springer was at the plate last time at that controversial hit by pitch. Jody Long from Northeast still discussing the situation with the home plate umpire. And so with 2 outs, a runner at third. No score in the top of the seventh between ICC and Northeast. Itawamba has won the last 2 North Division titles, and the only team in the state of Mississippi when it comes to softball that have made the playoffs the last 6 years. That's an ICC Spotlight brought to you by First National Bank in Pontotoc. Here's Springer, the first baseman, 0 for 1 officially today. Bounced to the second baseman Carver and then was hit by that pitch in the fifth. This one's fouled to the right. 0-1 the count. Boy, Hannah Johnson, the Lady Indians, so close to getting out of this here in the top of the seventh.
Yeah, two big defensive plays by the Lady Indians, and that's got to give Johnson a lot of confidence knowing her defense has got her back out there.
Still no score, top of the seventh. That pitch is a strike call. 0-2 the count to the first baseman, Springer. ICC will have the 3, 4, and 5 hitters due up in the bottom of the seventh in case you're looking ahead. So what Itawamba has in the lineup. Johnson and the Lady Indians. There's a smash pass. The first baseman, Henry. And that will bring in the run. We were 1 pitch away from getting out of it. But a clutch 2 out, 2 strike, base hit to right by the first baseman, Avery Springer, and Northeast leads it 1-0.
And once again, they're trying to discuss, and you see where the footmark was at. They're trying to say she was out of the box once again, but, umpires obviously not going to call that today. And I didn't see it either way, but that's one thing that Bonner stood up and was pointing out to the umpire, and the umpire just stared straight ahead.
So with 2 outs, here's Shannon Good, the shortstop, as Northeast. There's a throw down to second. Nobody covering, as you mentioned, and a stolen base by Springer.
Lady Indians just need to sort of gather themselves right now, sort of regain their focus and get this last out here.
So we've got a runner in scoring position, the Lady Tigers, with Shannon Good, who is 0 for 2 today. Reached on an air her first time up, then popped up to the pitcher Hannah Johnson last time. And there's a strike call. 0-2 the count with 2 outs. Hannah Johnson went and took a nice deep sigh behind the circle. 1-0 Northeast here in the top of the seventh. There's a swing and a miss. Nope. So they say she fouled it.
Wait, what? It said she dropped the pitch.
So what? There's a swing and a miss that
there's no mark where the ball hit the turf.
So it's a strikeout, the third pitch, but it gets away. So I'm looking at Blake Long. I'd like trying to figure out what happened. The Northeast Sports Information Director, the ICC Sports Information Director, Adam Gore, is wondering himself.
I don't know. I mean, that's an error on the umpire is what it is, but you can't charge him with
No,
one.
you can't. So the runner is on at first, and with 2 outs, here's Haley Christian, the catcher. So it's a strikeout, and then she reaches base. So another strikeout for Johnson.
It's going to have to be a strikeout, advance on a pass ball, or a ball in the dirt.
Yeah. So another strikeout for Johnson. That's her 4th of the afternoon. All brought to you by the Pit Stop Barbecue here in Fulton. Don't forget, open every weekday morning for breakfast. And there's a smash to short. Haley Morris flip over to second for Kat Carver. And that takes care of Northeast as Haley Johnson bounces into a fielder's choice to end the 7th. But the Lady Tigers get a run on 2 hits. There were no errors, and 2 were left. We go to the bottom of the 7th. ICC needs 1 to tie, 2 to win. Lady Indians trail Northeast 1-0 here on FM 95 Sports.
ICC Sports on FM 95 is sponsored in part by Trustmark Bank in Tupelo, Fulton, and Columbus. Trustmark is a Mississippi-based bank. Yes, it's a large regional bank, but managed locally by the Baptist Student Union on the Fulton campus. The BSU is the oldest, largest, and most active religious club on campus, serving ICC students since 1954.
ICC Athletics on FM 95 Sports is brought to you in part by the National Guard. Always ready, always there, the National Guard. And by Pisons. Give Stan the Pizza Man a call at 862-4000.
We head to the bottom of the 7th alongside Adam Gore, Will Kohlmeyer. Tina Harlow is our studio engineer, and James Puckett is our photographer this afternoon for our video streaming at LetsGoICC.com. We go to the bottom of the 7th, Adam. We've got to get 1 to keep this game alive. 2 will win it.
Yep, and that's the deal. I mean, right now, it's a gut check moment. What are you going to do if you're the Lady Indians? You're going to find a way to win this game, or are you just going to hang your head after a couple of questionable calls there in the top part of that inning, or are you going to battle back? So we're going to find out what type of team we've got here in the bottom of this inning.
The good news is we've got the meat of the order coming up. The 3, 4, and 5 hitters, that's Watterson, Langford, and Henry against Bianca. I should say Chelsea Bunton. Bianca Chagoya will throw in game 2 for Northeast. Watterson got a base hitter last time up, but she pops this one up into short right field. And the second baseman, Cooper, makes a last-second stab just on the outfield grass for the first out. That's a big out for Northeast. Watterson among the national leaders in so many different offensive categories.
Yeah, that was a big out right there, because if you're Northeast, that's who you don't want to see lead off an inning, is a player like Corey. So, hey, all that means is now somebody else can step up and be the hero.
Let's see what Ashley Langford can do. She's 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Has a strikeout and a fly out to left field. She nearly gave ICC an early 1-0 lead. She hit one deep to the wall to lead off the second. This is a first pitch swinging, popped up on the right side. It stays in play in foul territory, and the first baseman Springer makes the catch, and now ICC is down to its last out with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th, and Andy Kirk going to his bench, Adam Gore, as Henry, it looks like, will be pinch hit for ICC.
Yeah, this is going to be Emily Henderson coming to the plate now for the Lady Indians, and Emily didn't get the start, and she's been struggling here late, so hopefully this could be a situation where Emily can really step up big right here.
Emily Henderson.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Henderson, who has some power, Adam, and maybe Andy Kirk is thinking maybe one swing of the bat by Henderson. She's knocked 2 of them already out of the park this year, and she had her share of long balls a year ago.
It could be one of those situations is they may just be, all right, let's just attack right here. You got 2 outs. A batter like Henderson, if you walk her, no big deal. But the thing about it is you got Kara Hopper behind her. She's got a couple of grand slams to her record, so she's got the power to go long. And now we got time called by the coaching staff here for Northeast. So they're really wanting to think about this pitch.
There is some drama here late in this game. No doubt about it. Coming up, don't forget, we'll have the Dr. Mark Aiken post-game report coming up. We'll talk with Andy Kirk, brought to you by Auto, Air, and Electric. We'll also tell you who our Sonic star of the game is, brought to you by the Sonic Drive-In here in Fulton. So here's Henderson at the plate, pinch hitting for Henry. First pitch is a little low. 1-0 the count to Henderson.
Yeah, I don't be surprised you don't see 4 unhittable pitches right here for Henderson.
She's 19 out of 74 at the plate this year, 2 home runs. She's driven in 14. She's hitting at .257, has a .405 slugging percentage, and there's 2 of those pitches that are outside the strike zone. That one was low and outside to the right-handed hitting Emily Henderson. Pinch hitting for Henry, who was 0 for 2 against Bunton. Chelsea trying to throw a complete game shutout. And they're taking all the way as Henderson, a strike call on the inside corner, 2-1 the count.
Yeah, good pitch too, because it was low and inside, found the zone, nothing that Henderson could get extended on, and a good take by Emily.
1-0, Northeast leads ICC in the bottom of the 7th. We're just one swing away from tying this one up. Let's see what Henderson can do here with a 2-1 count. High and inside. A little chin music for the second time, Bunton toward ICC here today. 3-1 the count.
We'll take it, make her a little mad.
Yeah.
Get a little extra fuel behind that bat.
3-1 the count to Henderson. As Adam mentioned, Hopper is on deck for Itawamba. There's a 3-1 pitch, a squibber to second, and ICC's Henderson will be retired as Cooper flips over to first in a 3-up, 3-down bottom of the 7th, and Northeast wins it over ICC 1-0 as we begin our postgame report brought to you by Dr. Mark Aiken's Veterinary Services. How about a game summary, Adam? How did Northeast do it?
Well, good pitching is what it was. We just couldn't make solid contact all day, chased some bad pitches. But at the same time, though, the umpire was calling those pitches, so Northeast was getting the outside corner all day today, so we couldn't really get a full bat on the ball. So just a tough break for the Lady Indians as the bats just didn't come through. And then, as we said, it was a heavyweight fight where everybody was slugging it out. And, we recorded 4 outs in 1 inning, and they scored a run in that inning. So, you be the judge on that yourself. So, just a tough break for the Indians. But, hey, put it behind us, and let's go get game 2.
That game summary brought to you by Weatherall Printing in Tupelo. We're going to take a short time out. When we come back, we'll have more of our Dr. Mark Aiken Veterinary Services postgame report here on FM 95 Sports.